What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a special episode of Chatting with the Comic Community, a Sunday edition. And I am joined by Bronze's Byron, Hialeah Comic Bro. I am Puff Comics 83. And, I figured we do this live get together to talk about our recent trips. Yesterday, me and Byron and others did the Orlando comic crawl where we hit up 4 shops. And I know Hialeah hit up a couple of shops on Friday, and he was able to hang out with Metarog, Roger. So I know I can't wait to hear the story about that. It had me feeling jealous. Like, damn it, how did they get to meet him first? I was hoping we meet him together.
Yeah, I was jealous because I wasn't going to be able to hang out on Saturday, so it kind of worked out, right? So I'm good with it.
Yeah, and I know on Byron's video, he asked you if you was gonna, or say that he was hoping to see you that Saturday. He like, I didn't know about this.
I didn't know, and then he was like the first one, and then I was like, oh, okay, no, man, but I so wish I could have made it, but it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out perfectly, man. I mean, you get to hang out with Metarog, and one of these days, I'm definitely coming down there to hit up, Take Time Collectibles and that shop.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And we just had such an amazing time yesterday.
Yeah.
Hitting up these shops, and I think this is something that we can definitely do going forward. What's up, Jeff?
There he is.
Not much.
But I think what we can do, like when we do these comic crawls, like we rank them from our least favorite to the best.
Yeah.
And I already know what our least favorite is from yesterday, going through that trip. But it's definitely something that we can, discuss the shops and the presents, what they had on the walls and stuff. The communication and the customer service, definitely go over all that.
Yeah. Honestly, the last one surprised us. The last shop surprised me for sure. So,
and that shop was on my radar. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I knew I couldn't wait to go there. That's why I really wanted to bypass a comic shop and just go straight there. And we also got a funny discussion about hitting up food to get some lunch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty funny, But Jeff, how you doing, man?
Not bad. Just remember how I got a weird fantasy yesterday, like a reprint? Well, yeah. Well, I got this reprint from the last shop, but I picked up a graded one on Torpedo, like right after we got right after we got back to the house. Like I jumped on, I looked, they had a 1.0, and I bought I got it for like the raw price. So I actually I threw out what I was gonna get, like the raw price was like one something. I won the bid, so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I got a actual Golden Age one, issue 19 1.0 graded coming sometime next week. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, my 2 passengers really had it going on, because I drove us up. And so I got Jeff riding shotgun. I got Steve in the back. Steve's in the back, TikToking his butt off. Jeff's buying books on Torpedo, and here I am putzing through snowbird traffic on I-4. Man, I was like a comics Uber.
Bo surprised us. He actually got to Orlando early.
Yeah, I was a little shocked.
Yeah, he was able to go to Walmart and Target, to check some toys out before he met us up at
Epic. The main reason he wanted to go get into Epic was because he had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it was a fun day. But before we talk about our adventure, let's put the spotlight on Hialeah.
Why?
Because I want to make sure. You said when you popped in, you don't know how long you was gonna stay.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So I figured let's get you out the way first, just in case you bounce.
No, it's all good. I understand. So Roger hit me up, Metarog. I think everybody knows who Metarog is, man. Amazing member of the community. And he hit me up because he's from down here, and he was gonna be in town for a couple of days. So, I was excited. I was jelly because you guys were all gonna get together, right? But dude, when he did that, I go, oh man, made my day. I won't feel so bad now. And dude, we met. What's up, Justice? We met up for breakfast at this place, a place I really enjoy. And we had breakfast. He brought the little camera, the phone, whatever. And we had breakfast. Of course, we exchanged some books. And dude, it was surreal, man. I couldn't. That's gonna come up on his video. But it was just like, dude, how cool is this? The minute we saw each other, gave each other a nice big hug. It felt like I'd known this guy forever, And it's the first time ever meeting him, man. And it was pretty freaking cool. And that was it. We didn't shut up for the next 4 hours. We went to 2 shops. We went to Tate's, and he found some fillers that he was looking for, I was so happy. I go, oh, awesome. The guy even overheard us talking, and about a certain issue. He walked, the guy was just working there. A few minutes later, he came back and he brought it to him. Nice. There was nothing on the thing, but he found it in the back of the shop. So that was pretty freaking cool. And then we went to Phil's comic shop, and we spent like another hour and a half there with Brian. Then we got Low Budget Comics, I believe that's his name.
Is that your first time meeting him, or did you?
No, I've met him several times. Okay. Oh, who?
Low Budget.
Low Budget? No, I see him all the time. He's in the shop on Wednesdays, because that's my my LCS now. But I don't go every week. But pretty much every time I'm there, he's there, and he popped in when we were there. Awesome. And dude, that was just talking comics with an hour and a half, pretty much with Brian. And dude, it was freaking great, man. He's like one of the first guys when I got on YouTube. He was one of the first guys. Hey, it's Hialeah. That's where I'm from. And he would always shout me out on the No Faces chat on Mondays. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, dude, that's cool as hell, So he's pretty much one of the first guys definitely the first guy that I can remember, talking to me. And I was like, oh, dude, that is so badass, man. That is so badass. So I appreciate him, man, because he gave me that will, that want to keep doing it, not be shy. And no, I'm not definitely shy. So it was great, dude. It was great.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Because Metarog is one of those guys that I'm anxious to meet. His wisdom and knowledge of comic books. The passion that he has when he talks about it. It's like this guy is surreal, and he's just awesome. An awesome person in this community.
Yeah.
And like I said, you was a bit jelly when we got together Saturday, but I was jelly when I saw you with Metal.
I know.
Super cool. Yeah, the funniest one was when we went to, what was it? Sci-Fi City. Is that we pull up. I'm telling Brian, I go, I think that's Tony's truck.
Yeah. Because the thing about when we went to Sci-Fi, me, OldManSpider, and Bolt were like the first ones there, and then Tony came through, and like he remembered me from Infinity Con when he was with Beulah. So I was like, I'm trying to think who this guy is. I'm trying to picture it in my mind, and then when I mentioned Beulah, it's like, yeah, it was with Beulah. I was like, okay, I remember now. So like you were surprised by Low Budget, we were surprised by him being there.
Yeah, it was great.
He's quite the character.
Yeah. He's a talkative person too.
Mm-hmm.
But yesterday for us it was the first time meeting Justice for Comics.
Yeah.
I've been with him on live shows with Biggie Shaq, and when I saw that he was in Tampa, I was like, shoot, man, we gotta link up, man. Mm-hmm. So I knew the 13th was the perfect day. Like, hey, you want to come hang out with us in Orlando for this comic crawl? And he was like, yeah, man, I'm excited for that. And
yeah, I had a great time. It was awesome.
Yeah,
it was great. I wish I'd gone with you to that last comic book shop. Now I see all the pictures from that. It looks pretty cool. I kind of missed going there.
Yeah, man. We were joking around when we pulled up. We were joking around with Brian. I go, dude, it looks like a hipster one. Like we were joking around with them. And we go, oh, but dude, it was the best shop out of all of them because it was like it reminded me of like it was if we ran one.
Yeah,
you know,
it looked really cool. The pictures looked awesome.
If one of us ran a shop and you guys came in, like you guys would come in like almost periodically, like every week or so, and we just bullshit in the back and, and it was like just talking about stuff. It was like,
and that's what there was people there that was just sitting there drinking their coffee and just having a conversation. You know, we went over there looking at the comics, and they sit there drinking coffee. And we got a funny story to tell about the shop. I know Brian and Jeff can attest to it, you know. But it was amazing. You know, like I said in my post, it was the shop, it was the highlight shop of the day for us. You know, and I really wish Justice did stuck around and came to that shop.
But you know what? I'm glad I did stop at that one shop on the way home, though. I did find a book. I found this for $20. This is like the hottest book right now, by the way. There's a new character, Sakura Spider. That's, I don't know, part of the Spider-Verse, I guess. So this book, go on eBay right now. There's only auctions. There was a $200 buy it now that someone bought. So yeah, this is probably a $300 book in the next week.
Nice, man. So it worked out both ways. You know, you missed hanging with us at
but I found it was just total luck. I stopped by at that new Tampa Coliseum on the way home, and they were maybe going to close in like an hour, and I just stopped in there, and that book was sitting there. I couldn't believe it was still there. Crazy.
Awesome, man.
Honestly, that's the way it should be. You know what I mean? Because I've come across shops that, like, if a book starts to pop like that, they go through and they yank everything off the shelf.
Yeah.
And they're either holding on to it, or they're putting it on eBay, or they're putting it on the wall. If it's a relatively new book, let it be there, you know, and let fans come through and buy it as they should.
Yeah.
I'll think about it soon. But I really doubt I will.
That was very lucky. Very, very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We talked about how Blackbird was the highlight. And
what's the name of the shop?
Blackbird Comics and Coffee. It used to be called Banff Comics and Coffee, and I'm gonna let Brian explain that.
Yeah.
And what a story! Now, I'd already been. This is my second trip there, so I've got a video waiting in the wings. I've just kind of got a backlog of stuff that I'm editing, so I've already been there, Hialeah, and so we got to talking with them, and like Puff said, it was originally called Banff, which is the little word click that Nightcrawler pops into the comics with, that BAMF. So we were talking, and I just happened to notice that their shirt that they were selling had a blackbird on it, and then Banff was kind of like covered up in behind it. And I said, "What gives with that?" And she said, "We had to change the name of the shop." I said, "What do you mean?" She said they were contacted by Disney because somebody at Disney, some way or somehow, saw that they were selling the Banff T-shirts, Banff Coffee and Comics, without the blackbird on it. And they were selling those shirts, and they said, unless you want a lawsuit, you got to change your name. We own the IP for that sound effect. So they fortunately, contacted their T-shirt people, and I forget. She told me how they came up with the blackbird. I do forget that part of it, but that's why the blackbird is slapped over that. So it's a little bit of kind of, a little bit of, they're giving to Disney by putting the bird over it. But I just could not believe that. You're not going to let a little shop like that.
Disney's brutal, man. Disney is absolutely brutal.
I mean, they are the boot and we are the ants. It's something.
Yeah.
You would think Disney would like, all right, they're using that and we own the IP, but let's work together on it. Something like that. Maybe Disney don't want to do that.
Nope. If you're going to use it, give me money. Not if it's or either stop using it.
Yeah, that's all they think about is money.
Mm-hmm.
All business.
All business.
Yeah.
So
there's that little. I get it a little bit. I get it, but when you're that big, come on.
So now, that means you really do have to like go back. Now, since you ain't put that video out, now the change means you gotta add some new things to it.
Yeah. So what I decided to do is I'm gonna make I'm gonna do what Cookie doing here. I'm gonna take a little break around Thanksgiving and Christmas because I got family coming in and stuff like that. So I think I'm just gonna lean into that. So this week I got a video, and then next week I'm gonna make the video about our comic crawl. And then update the Banff thing into Blackbird, tell a little bit of the story, and kind of just mash all that together and have that be like my Thanksgiving farewell episode, I think is what I'm going to do.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. So, going over the shops that we hit up, we're going to go through the list. We started at my LCS, which was Epic Comics. I love my shop. They always give me discounts, and whenever they do get in collections, they always put them at reasonable prices, so that way everybody can afford it, and stuff. They have expensive books, but again, they're more reasonable compared. Like, I wish OldManSpider was here because that Seahawk slab that they had on the wall, that was his. And he made a trade with Juan, the owner of the shop, to get other books, and he gave him that one so he can sell on the wall. So OldManSpider has huge connections with my shop, and they always make trades on certain books, especially Silver Age books. So
yeah, and I learned a lot from OldManSpider too, from at Coliseum when we replaced one of Steve's books that Steve's granddaughter, you remember, Steve's granddaughter tore up. We found he walks in, he goes, "Oh yeah, that's the book my granddaughter ended up picking out of the box and grabbing and tearing up." So I tell Brian, I tell OldManSpider, I tell Puff, I go, "Hey, don't let Steve walk by again because I'm gonna grab this book for him."
Yeah, I surprised Steve with a Mandalorian print.
And
then I want to get the jump on him before he jumps me with AOK.
This guy.
So guys, what did you think of my shop? Epic Comics, just overall. It's a shame that Juan couldn't be there because he was sick. Right. So what was the overall thoughts on that shop?
Go ahead, Justice.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I thought it was really good for new books. They had a lot of new books on the wall. I thought that was great. I liked it better than Sci-Fi comic shop. I thought Sci-Fi didn't have a lot of new books. I noticed they had mostly back issue stuff, and their shop was more into
tabletops,
gaming, and all that stuff. So Epic, I liked Epic. Epic is kind of like the typical small little comic shop that you'd like to see that does a lot of new books. They had some dollar bins, some of that stuff too, some wall books. Yeah, it was a nice mixture. Yeah, I liked it. It was a good little shop. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's about what you should expect from a small to medium-sized LCS. That amount of new books available, and then like you had said before, Sean, the idea of them just being able to take what doesn't move from the new, and they just pop it right over in those $2 bins. So that way, if you missed it or for whatever reason you find yourself there, a month or two down the road, you can grab it for a couple of dollars. So,
I mean, they had a bunch of these still there, which is awesome. Yeah. That's a $15, $20 book now, and it was still on the wall, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Steve bought 2 of them at Blackbird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they had them there? Oh, awesome.
Yeah, they had 3 or 4 of them there, and he bought a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he bought them at Blackbird. AOK'd me one, so because I AOK'd him I can't remember the dang book that it was, but it was one of the monster books. So we get to Coliseum. What was it? We go to Sci-Fi. We leave Sci-Fi. We go to Coliseum. He walks in. I overhear him say, "Oh, that's the one that my granddaughter pulled out of my box and actually tore up." So I'm like, okay. So now we know which book that I can get him. So I tell Brian, I go, "Hey, I'm gonna get on the book." So we get in I grab one of the guys that grabs the book. So OldManSpider taught me a couple of things about looking through a book, making sure all the pages are there, and making sure everything's okay with the book, dude. And then when we gave it to Steve already said that book was a better one than he originally had. So that made me happy. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another great thing about hanging out with all you guys and everyone else comes into the mix is the stuff we learn about comics. I remember talking with Lenny and about pressing books when I first met him, and one of the things he talked to me about was paging through a book before you press it, because you have no idea how many little knickknacks, especially if that book's been sitting for a while. And he told me a story about how there was a little pebble in a book one time that somebody had given him, and whoever he had pressed it had missed it. So they press it, and that pebble goes all the way through the book. So, and I thought, well, that's a little crazy. And then, I don't know, 6 months or so later, I bought a few things. I was going to press some books. And I remember leafing through, sure enough, a wee little pebble. The smallest of shards falls out of that book. I'm like, man, I'd have pressed that right through the book if I would have just, put in the backing boards and just went along with it. That was something else. So,
just by not checking them.
Yeah, and then the page counts we talked about with the Spider, and just how people will cut out, whether it's the Marvel value stamp or whether it's a full page ad or a pinup. I mean, they will use an X-Acto knife and take that out of there. And so you really get, and then you're submitting it to be graded. And of course, they're being, we hope, very thorough in doing this. And you think it's, going to come back a 6, 7, 8, whatever. And then you get it as a 2 or a 3. And you're like, what gives? We're like, well, you're missing a page or you're missing this because you totally just didn't realize it even belonged there because it was like a surgical cut removing that from the book and you didn't even see it.
Or the Sci-Fi City one where what was it? The first Sinister Six that was missing. What was it?
It was missing the first 8 pages. And it didn't even have the pinups in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Because OldManSpider was gonna actually pick it up. Israel was gonna actually pick up the book. And then he goes, "Oh man, it didn't have the pinups in it, so I'm not picking it up."
Yeah.
The thing, and this is why I'm not big on Sci-Fi City. We had fun back in 2019 when they had the 25-cent sale. And Steve was able to find some good books, multiple copies of low mid-tier first appearances and stuff like that, and make some money off it. So 25 cents and you make money off of that, it's worth it. But their back issues are limited because it's majority modern books. Like you talking late 80s, majority 90s and 2000 books. And Sci-Fi City used to be my LCS back when it was across from where they at now at the longer building. And I used to get my new books from there and stuff. But when I took a break from comics, I just grabbed my last pull and then I stopped for like 5 years. And I went back. I knew I wasn't going back to Sci-Fi because they were too limited in terms of what they had in their back issues. And it was always about the tabletop games. You look at all the stuff. I did not even like the fact that they moved their comics because they used to have two aisles of comics. Then they congested to 1 aisle of comics on both sides. Now it's just one complete aisle and not even 2 sides of it. It's just 1 aisle. And I was like, man, they really pushing comics to the back and focusing more on the tabletop and the collector items of like statues and game stuff. And I was like, yeah, this shop is not all about the comics no more. It's all about the tabletop games.
Yeah, comics are definitely the afterthought
right.
at Sci-Fi City.
And
it's a shame where those are, Puff, because if you get enough people in that aisle that are legitimately looking through books, you can't get through. It's like just half of a supermarket aisle. You couldn't even get 2 carts down there, like in theory, if you were coming up and down an aisle. So if you get 2 or 3 people scattered down that aisle looking in those long boxes, short boxes, I think they are, but forget it. You're not getting through there.
And it's funny because when we went to Sci-Fi during the Black Friday sale, me, Jeff, Steve, and Javi were the only ones in there digging for comics. We were the only ones. And then when I went last year, they didn't even have the 25-cent sale. They had like maybe 20% off. And that was kind of disappointing. I only walked out with about maybe 7, 8 books. But I was like, man, there's really nothing here, man.
Yeah.
And now they just push the comics to just one half an aisle, and that's it. I mean, even Boat was disappointed that they ain't had no old school G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you look in there, it's nothing but modern GI Joes and no Larry Hammer GI Joes. This is disappointing. You know, you expect some Hammer Joes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, Conan, Savage Sword of Conan, who another person we hung out with yesterday, awesome guy, he was able to find these. This is the only things I picked up. Because Sci-Fi had a couple more bins, long boxes on the other side covered up with all this stuff on top of it. And I'm like, bro, you sitting on
unopened.
Books.
And then from what Tony was telling us, that the guy hasn't gone through them yet and hasn't really gone through the thing yet. So that's why those will have lids and the tops on them.
And the thing about it, they had a lot of those boxes had some Bronze Age books, some Charlatan books and stuff. But yet they sitting there unattended. They got like a board covered up on top of the bins, and I'm like, come on now, like why you got this shit over here instead of trying to like, hey, I want to sell this stuff. It's like you didn't even want to bother selling it. We gotta go and find it.
Yeah.
So
like somebody's garage, that half of the store.
Yeah. So Savage Sword of Conan went over there and he found these. I'm gonna make myself big.
Oh yeah, the Punishers. Yeah, Punisher magazines. Yep. But Steve picked up a couple of them.
Yeah, because they that's the only good thing about Sci-Fi is all their packages are cover price.
Yeah.
The price on the book is what you're gonna pay.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I picked up these Punisher magazines, and then I picked up this DC Comics Presents issue number 14.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
And it only came up to like 9 and change.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm like, you sitting on with this stuff over here hiding that you got to go and search it. I don't know whether it's a museum or they just don't really care about what they get in, because no matter what, those books are going to be cover price. And that's what Tony was saying, that, you might have a top tier book in there and they're going to buy the cover price. That's why they don't have a wall of big time books.
All you would have to do is dig through those boxes. Really, you would have spent some time in.
You might find a gem in there, and you only paid $2.99 for it,
right?
Or $1.50,
right? But you're gonna have to really dig for it, though. That's the only thing.
And the fact that those books were sitting over there, they had some Bronze Age Nova books that I know my brother will look at them, but some of them were in poor condition. But it is what it is. And when it comes to Sci-Fi City, I don't really go to that shop, but I'm glad we went to it just to, experience it with the guys and how it's an average shop at best. And it was it was at the bottom of the ranking list. It was like
way on the bottom.
But if any of us were big time gamers or RPG people, we'd have been in heaven over there. I mean, because we had several. I walked up and did some video in some of those aisles, and again, I don't really get it or understand it because that's not my deal.
Right.
But they had tons of interesting looking things in there. So if you're into that, then have at it.
Yep. The next shop we went to, we talked about briefly, is Coliseum of Comics. And Coliseum is like a chain store throughout Florida. They got locations everywhere in Florida. And Byron's like, what's the point of me recording? Because they all look the same. It's the same aesthetic.
Yeah.
There's really no change to none of their shops. They all have the same look to them.
Yeah. Same vibe, same look, same feel, same organization. And I still have 2 other Coliseum shops that I've yet to, produce videos for. Phil's been buying. Every time I bump into one of these Coliseum of Comics and I start talking to the people behind the desk, they start informing me that either they themselves used to be the owner or they were once an employee for the previous owner, that Phil comes into town and, buys these little shops. So, but again, that's his thing. He'd rather be spread out. He wants to kind of, I don't know if dominate's the word I want to use, but he wants to have a presence in almost every market. So, and that's just what he's been doing lately. So
I did I did get an AOK from Steve. He AOK'd me this.
Oh,
well, yeah, because he said he was gonna pay Puff. Because first thing he said to me was, "I'm gonna pay Puff back for that."
But the thing is, I already have a copy. So what I told Steve, like, I'll give my brother Jace, who was with us at Epic Comics, my copy and keep this one since it's nice and clean and better.
But
that's dirty, bro. Fuck, that's dirty, man. You're dirty, bro.
I laughed so hard because when I saw him get it, I'm like, I'm going.
Oh, you're dirty, man.
What? Hey,
well, who's older? You or Jay?
That's a total brother thing, right there, right?
Hey,
especially if you're older, it's a hand-me-down.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. I had Jace the book, and I was like, "Hey, Steve, got you this, but I'm taking it because it's better copy."
That's a total brother move, dude.
Yeah.
That would be my brother and me the same, dude.
Yeah, me too. Mine too.
Oh man, hey, it's brotherly love, man. Hey, but he was happy though, even if he gave me some grief.
That's awesome, dude. But
yeah, Steve AOK'd me this. Jeff AOK'd him the other book, and I thought Coliseum was a good time. It was good digging through, the events, even if some of them books a bit like overpriced and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you needed supplies, they had supplies though. If you needed any, yeah, and
I bit the bullet. I bought supplies.
Yeah, I think I filled up your card.
On their supplies, they were about on average what you're finding online. So, I mean, backing boards are going for about $13, $14 for 100 now, and I think they were $12.99 there at Coliseum. So, that's about what the going rate is.
Oh, that stuff's going on.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, let me go ahead and just get them, just to have, because my Epic Comics they had this and I know they had this like this is the 1 in 10 Vampirella. So I was like, they had it in the bag, but there's no board, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, the shortest of the shop. And I want to show this because I know Sanimation will love this. I got this at Banff, but
yeah.
That's nice.
But yeah, being at Coliseum was pretty fun, and that's when we really got to start talking with each other. I was talking with Justice a lot. We were talking about the variants and the books that he was looking for. Right now, Justice is taking his daughter to a friend house, so that's why he's been absent. I know OldManSpider was chopping it up with everybody, and
my favorite story was the one that he told at Blackbird.
I was hoping he'd be on.
Yeah, me too.
We'll tell the story that he told, but but yeah, it was that. I feel like when we got to Coliseum, that's when we all started communicating with each other more and getting to know each other. And that was the fun part of this crawl, is like constantly getting to know each other and hearing different stories.
Well, Coliseum, that location was nice and spread out. You know what I mean? Sci-fi was just a little cluttered and whatever, and then of course we were all rapping with Tony about various things. So once we got out of that environment, like you said, we were able to kind of settle in and find our groove and really start chit-chatting. And then of course that took us to dinner, and then took us over to Blackbird, which was just a perfect cap to the evening.
Hey, Hialeah. When we was deciding on where to eat, now Coliseum had a burger joint like right next to it. I was like, man, we just hit up that burger joint, and then we'll go straight to Banff. But everybody wanted to choose different places and stuff. It got a little convoluted. We decided to go to Miller's Ale House. Soon as I parked, and I was riding with OldManSpider, so I was able to have a handicap sticker on my car, parking handicap spots.
Nice.
But as soon as I parked, I saw it was jam-packed in there. And we went inside. I think Byron and Israel went in there to talk to the lady. They said 45 minutes.
45 minutes to an hour.
And the first thing I thought of, like, man, we need Jimmy the Geek here, man.
Yeah.
We need the wolf.
We need the wolf.
We need the wolf. But yeah, we decided after that we just go to Five Guys, and that was a long drive. I was like, damn, I didn't think it was that far.
Yeah,
but
it was funny because it was 9 of us, and we go, all 9 of us go, we're going to Five. We walk out, we're going to Five Guys. And I go every time we hang out with Puff in Orlando, we go to Five Guys.
But me and Steve, because Steve rode with us at that point in Israel, we find a handicap spot, we parking in, we thinking, where these guys at, and it's a 2-way street, but you park on the sides. So I'm like, man, this is a parking nightmare if you're trying to find a spot. So we waiting on anybody. Steve called Jeff. Jeff ain't respond. And then Steve finally called Boat. This is probably after like 10 minutes of waiting. And Boat like, oh yeah, we already inside. We done made our order and stuff. He's like, what? Man, I got out of my car so disgusted. I was like, come on now.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a neat little area. We at Baldwin Park. My wife and I first went there back when we still had cable. We used to watch that Total Divas. My wife liked that show because I'm a wrestling fan, obviously. And there was a show called Total Divas. And back when Eva Marie, who they've recently parted ways with, but she was just a developmental talent. But she was from Orlando, so her and her fiance, I think it was, went to this Mexican restaurant. It was down there in Baldwin Park. And when she started talking about Orlando, and then she mentioned the mall across the way, and I'm like, I think I know exactly where that is. So one time, I just told my wife, I said, get in the car. We're going to Baldwin Park. So we drove up there and went to eat at that Mexican restaurant. It has since left and become something else, because this is a good 4 years ago. But that's how I kind of knew where that area was. So I was familiar with that little close quarters, little tight environment that they're establishing down there. So kind of knew my way around a little bit. Yeah.
First thing Steve said when he jumped back into it with me and Brian goes, I would never live in this area.
and Steve got again. Because when me, him, and Israel went to make our order, Israel went first. And then Steve goes to make his order, and he thinking he's going to pay. But Israel, he already told the lady, I'm paying for both of their meals without even letting us know. So Steve looked at it, like, damn it, what are you doing? I was going to pay.
Yeah, he pulled that trick on me at Cracker Barrel. So.
Yeah, so, it's like Steve, he wants to jump ahead, but, this time we
we learned. We all, me, Puff, and OldManSpider learned.
Now after that, we make the drive to Blackbird Comics. I was about to say Banff, but man, just going through the door and you see the side of this place. It's clean, very nice looking. They had lots of comics. They had Coffee's Place. They had the toy section on the other side and nice displays on that. And then I walked down the aisle with the new comics were, and I see this. This was the first book I grabbed.
Oh.
And I think this is like third printing or something. But I
saw
this.
That's still a great book to get. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It was the first thing I grabbed. I was like, man, you don't see this in shops too much unless you pre-order it.
Nope. So, and it's. I noticed one thing about Blackbird is they had a lot of indies, like a lot of indie books.
Yeah, this third printing. So I'm happy that I got this. And I got my brother a Sonic book because I know he collected Sonic comics, and they had like 2 Sonic comics there. One of them was like the first or second appearance of Metal Sonic, and it was like $45. Wow. And he looked that up on eBay, and that book go for like 50 plus. So I was like, man, we need to get back over there and grab that book.
Yeah.
I got him a cheaper book. I got like $10 book of Sonic, but it was very nice. Very well organized. A lot of comics, a lot of displays and toys. And I'm gonna put together the video, so y'all gonna see it in full when that video drops. But it was amazing being there. And I know I was seeing Byron and them chopping it up with the owners of the shop. That we chopped it up for like almost 40 minutes with them before we chopped it up with another crew there.
Yeah, every bit.
Yeah. Is it the guy and his daughter and his wife and his daughter?
Yeah. I think it's his wife. His wife's idea was the coffee shop, but yeah, it's his wife and daughter.
Do they also make like shakes?
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah,
know they got
desserts and stuff too.
I think I've been to that. I think I've been to that shop before.
Yeah, they got all the coffees and stuff.
And it's all in the back, right? And then you walk in, you got like they got action figures too.
Yeah.
The action figures is on the right.
Yeah, to the right. Yeah, I've been to that shop. That's a
Yeah.
nice shop, man.
Right.
That is a very nice shop.
Yeah, it was great. It was my goal when we set this up together that I wanted to hit that shop because I've never been there before. You know, so it was my first experience going to that shop, and I'm like, I even told the guy, I was like, yeah, you're gonna see me again a couple times because it's just a nice looking shop. I'm even gonna try the coffee next time. So
I talked to that guy for a good 30 minutes when I went there.
Yeah.
He was at the register, and we just started talking, and we just went from there, man. Super nice.
We met his friends. We met his group of friends. It's like, oh, so you guys are the guys that come to Orlando to this, and you guys are the guys that from there. Like it was just a good time.
We was about to leave, and then he introduced us to his friends, and we talked for another 30 minutes.
Yeah,
that's awesome, bro.
Yeah,
sounds like a great time.
Yeah, it was an awesome time.
I like that shop. I like that shop as well.
Yeah, it was great. I got a lot of video for the vinyls they had there. I was like, man, I'm ready to drop some money on vinyls. You know, with the amount of good stuff they had. It was just an awesome shop. You know, Steve and Jeff were sitting down in front of the TV digging through the magazine boxes.
Yeah.
You know, I got a couple of books outside the She. I was able to snag up this.
Nice. Very nice. I think they're scrolls, right? Not vampires.
They're scrolls.
Yeah. That's what I thought they were.
Superman annual, Man of Steel.
Nice.
Pick up a couple of Superman. This one. All reasonably priced. This one I saw on the front, and I had to grab it.
Oh yeah, one of the boxes. Yeah.
Pretty wicked.
Man of Steel #1.
Oh, that's Byrne, right? Yeah, John.
Yep.
Byrne.
They have both. They have the other variant to it too, and of course, Vampy.
That one's marked off the checklist.
Then I didn't have this issue. It's #2 of this.
Oh, that one leaves a lot to the imagination right there.
Yeah, man, those were my pickups at Banff, man.
Yeah.
But I mostly did more video of it. I didn't really like dive into the bins. Like I know Boat was all over the place, man. He was diving in the bins. He was looking at the toys.
Little Boat was the funniest one. Little Boat goes, "Oh, I like these action figures," and Steve hands him $20. Go, you don't know when you're gonna see these guys again, so go get you at least 1 or 2 or something like that. See what you can get for 20, and hands him a 20, and he goes running off and gets the figures.
I wish I was that much.
Where's Collective Con at?
I'm trying to think of that. Where's that at, Kingdom?
Yeah, I don't recall the name. Remember the guy though from Blackbird? I don't know if you remember him telling us on the way out that him and his wife are going to do
planning a little con. Yeah,
convention center. They're going to sponsor their own con. So he, of course, I told him I'd reach out to the handful of vendors that I knew, from John and Tom and my friend Dave.
Right.
Word out to those people.
It's in Jacksonville.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been up in Jacksonville.
I don't remember the last time I've been up there either. So
there's some good shops up there, man. I've gone I think I went last year. And they got some nice shops, dude, in Jacksonville. I found some good books.
Justice, glad to have you back, man.
Man. Sorry, I had to take my daughter to one of her friend's house real quick that lives down the street. So apologize.
No worries.
No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was going through the shops one by one as we eat. So what's your thoughts on Coliseum? You know, the one that we went to.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot bigger than the one in New Tampa. The one in New Tampa is pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had a lot of back issue books, no doubt about it. I mean, they have a pretty good collection of back issues. Wall books were nice. What is it? Showcase number 79. I saw that on the wall yesterday. It was a 6.5 for $300, which is a pretty good price. I went on eBay today though, and I've got a 7.5 for $360. So I think that book's going to blow up. Especially if she shows up in Aquaman 2, which there's people thinking that she will. That first appearance of Dolphin book's going to go nuts. Mm-hmm. It's a very popular book, anyways. People are always trying to get that book in high grade.
Yeah, beautiful cover.
Yeah, I mean there's a 9.4 on eBay right now, asking $2,800. So when you get above 9.0, it starts to get expensive in that book. But a 7.5, I'm good with a 7.5. That's a good grade for that age book.
Hey, we were just talking about it.
That's Jack Kirby's buddy.
That's Jack Kirby's buddy.
Okay, how do I put myself in here? I forget. Or am I in already?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. You good?
What, like this?
He's in.
Okay, good. Okay.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
How you guys doing?
Good.
Not bad, not bad.
Hold on, let me see if I need to turn this up. There you go. All right.
Now, can you hear us?
I'm good. I just came from being at went to Disney Village with the wife. Yeah, so we went to go check out the place. We haven't been there for a while, and wanted to get a couple of things for my grandson and my niece, and have a nice little time. So we went out for a while. So just got back home. So and then all of a sudden I said, okay, I just saw the email that Sean sent me and requested me to join the group. I knew it was at 3:00, so I didn't know if it was still around. So I just went ahead and started messing around with the phone to see if I knew what I was doing. And all of a sudden, I find all you creepazoids over here doing something.
Hey, man, it was great. I'm so glad that I brought you yesterday because you really are somebody that I wanted to introduce more in the community outside of Instagram. And, having you yesterday was really it was really a treasure, especially the stories awesome. You told.
Thank you for that, man. I really appreciate that that you guys invited me over and everything. And I'm even more, I'm honored to be on this thing. Never been on anything like this before, and it's
won't be your last. I'm letting you know that now. Won't be your last.
I knew that one was gonna come.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was just looking for some comics, because I heard some stuff about things that are going on. So, yeah, let me show you what I was looking for.
Oh, nice.
Secret Wars Invasion. So I started looking for these and ended up finding a whole mess of them. Didn't know I still had them. So that's all I was doing. I was just looking. Then all of a sudden, that's when I came back on and I noticed the email. And I said, "Oh, okay. Let me see if these guys are still there." And you guys, we had a great time. Mm-hmm. We had a great time, and I appreciate Sean for inviting me, and I appreciate it meeting all you guys. That was great, and I'll tell you the best part. That best part was that last one where we went to Banff Comics, which we're not supposed to call it that, I guess, but silly. Yeah, that was a pretty. Yeah, let me put something here. I need to put something here so I can hold this phone.
Yeah, it was a great shot, man. That's all we gotta say.
Yeah. It was awesome, And besides that, just being able to meet other people, you would think that all these folks see, oh, look at a bunch of old men still reading comic books, and for the longest, I always thought that, people always said that, people around me would say that, I said, oh, you still read comic books? I said, yeah, I do. You got a problem with that? And I said, but besides that, you didn't have too many people. And nowadays, you see all the guys we saw over there at Banff. I'm like, wow, that's incredible to see more and more folks. And I'm not talking about these young people, not these young guys that just entered and think they know it all, because they don't. They have no idea what they're walking into. They want to say they know everything, and then when we say something different, well, actually that is, and we're being nice about it.
Yeah.
Trying to explain to them, well, that's not actually accurate. If you look this way, you'll see this and this, and that's the real story right there. And they kind of like, they start talking to you like you don't know anything, and then you got to blow them off. You got to tell them, okay, no problem. And I had, when I got on Instagram for the very first time, I think it's going to be maybe 2 or 3 years now. I remember when the first person that started following me was actually Sean. And I started asking him questions, because I said, hey man, I don't know nothing about this. Can you help me out? Because my wife introduced me to Instagram, and my son as well. And they told me, hey, you should get on there, show off your comics and stuff like that. And I said, okay. And I started showing, but I didn't know all the little gadgets you had to use or whatever you had to do to put your comics on there, make it look better and everything. I was like, all I just want to do is throw a picture of a comic book, put it on there, and tell them who did the cover. That's what I want to do. And when Sean started showing me a few tricks here and there, I said, okay, great. Started doing that. But then all of a sudden, the new thing that came up to me was people were asking me to join a chat room. I said, okay, I didn't really want to join the chat room, but I went ahead and I said, okay, so as long as it's just talking, I didn't want to show my face. I just said, just talk. And all of a sudden, I didn't realize that I had joined a chat room that everybody in that chat room was under 25 years old. And they were talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, where did you guys get all your information? Because not one of you has gotten it right yet. And the main guy that invited me into the chat room actually started telling me that you don't know nothing about comics. How long have you been collecting? and I told him, well, let me see, 10 years after I was born in 1962. And the guy was just like, well, you don't know nothing about comics. And then everybody else, looks like there was one guy that started investigating what I had said about certain comic book. And he found out that I was telling him the truth, that I was telling him the correct point. And this guy, the young guy, kicked me out of the chat room because
I've had that happen too.
Yeah.
I had that happen too.
They don't want to me out of the chat room.
And I was like, okay, no problem. I'm glad. I don't have to be in a chat room no more. I don't care. And then all of a sudden, here comes the guy that found the correct answer and put me back in the chat room. And I'm like, why'd you put me in the chat room? He was talking to me on a different page and was telling me that, I wanted to show this guy that you were telling the truth. And everybody agrees with me. And all of a sudden, when everybody started disagreeing with the other kid, I started asking, hey, listen, can I ask you a question? And this is directly to the kid. And I'm like, how old are you? The guy told me he was 16 years old.
Oh, boy.
And I said, okay, so can I ask you one more question? Where did you get your info from? He said, oh, my dad. I said, okay. Well, the pair of you are a bunch of dumbasses because you don't know what you're talking about. You just said everything wrong, and everybody agrees. Especially, I mean, you should know by now since I am back in the chat room. But don't worry, I'll let myself out. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that you were completely wrong, and tell your dad if he needs to learn a little bit more about comics. Well, he can come and try to, he can go ahead and contact me, and we can talk like adults. But I can't talk to a kid right now, so I'll see you later. And I'm telling you, that was seeing how. And this is not the first time it happened. After that, it happened like several times. And I decided I'm not going back in a chat room anymore, because the ones that want to chat most of the time are just kids. And they're like, they don't know anything. They think they know, but they don't know anything. I still have not been able to find that one young guy that, under 25 that can tell me the correct information on anything.
But
I don't get it.
But my big thing is, man,
if there's anybody in this group that's under 25, then please tell me right now, because I gotta say sorry.
But my big thing is, I like hanging out with you guys because it's different generations, and I'm learning a lot of stuff from everybody. You know what I mean? That's one big thing is I like hanging out with everybody, that I learned a lot of different things. Like I learned a lot of stuff from you pretty much yesterday from picking up that book for Steve, like page count. You know what I mean? Making sure the center poster. Yeah. It was freaking amazing. Funny because the guy's counting. The guy goes, I counted 8 on the other side, and then first thing Israel goes, that's mean you miscounted the first couple of pages. That's when there's supposed to be 8 on the other side.
Yeah, the guy counted seven pages on one side, and then he counts 8 on the other side, and we're like, okay, something's going on right here. I think you miscounted money, my friend.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at Israel. I go, I think you miscounted.
But one thing about, I try to be as positive as anything to people in the community. I try and avoid people who not only spin wrong facts, but have a negative attitude towards you about it. You know, and there's no need for that. There's no need for that. And for him to kick you out that group just because you were right and people started agreeing with you, and he that's like a threat to his leadership of the group. It just shows how insecure he was, and especially being a teenager. Like, come on.
I mean, you just want to teach these guys the right way about. I mean, we all know that that a lot of collectors out there, they're so-called collectors, and they're really not collectors. In my book, is when you want to call yourself a collector, then you need to call yourself as a collector, as in for a financial thing, because you buy comics to sell them. That's not collecting. That's actually that's just making money. That's what you want to do. You just want to make money. You can do the same thing with furniture. You can do the same thing with artwork. But don't try to call yourself a collector like what's his name that says that Lou. I think his name is Lou. I forgot his hashtag. But he calls true collectors, and he's a guy that, he's got a sickness and everything, but he's a good kid. I mean, he does talk a lot about his issues, but the thing is that when I saw the collection that he had that belongs to his father, and his father gave it to him, and then he goes down into the I think he lives in New York. He goes down into his basement and starts showing his collection, and I'm like, whoa, what the heck is that? I mean, this guy has boxes and boxes. He doesn't even know what he has, and he pulls it out, and all of a sudden then all of a sudden you find out the guy's doing art too. So when he says true collectors, for me, he is a true collector, because he has all these issues. He's not one person that wants to that he's letting them go to sell them. He does a lot of charities and everything, which is a really nice thing too. But there's a lot of guys out there, and to me, these are, I mean, there might be a lot of guys that are our age as well, but that sell comics too, but they sell comics to be able to get that grail that they want. You know, they want to get that amazing Spider-Man #1 or that fantasy first appearance of Spider-Man, you know. Well, they got to sell to get that baby. So I understand that point. Somebody else talk, because I don't want to hear my voice anymore.
I'm just curious, even where you were, Israel. You look like you're in some kind of national archive, like where they keep the Zapruder film for when Kennedy was killed. Like, I don't know. I was trying to look at that where you're at.
Well, I think he froze. Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, we talking about your background, man.
Yeah, he's in like a secret hideout miles beneath the earth.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, what you're saying is right. And
what do you guys been talking about before that?
We was talking about the comic shops that we attended yesterday. You know, and like ranking them from worst to best. And you know, we all agree that Blackbird was the best.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's lagging.
I've never seen this before. I mean,
yeah, he froze again. if you can, just exit out and pop back in.
Talking to forgot.
Are you good? You can hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Yeah, he's probably on the delay. But yeah, Hialeah, what's your thoughts on everything that he said? You know, in terms of the generational gap between comic collectors, because this is an interesting topic.
Bro, the younger generations always gonna know. We don't know nothing. You know, we know everything, and sometimes, you know, that's how you feel when you're that age, the younger, you know, in your 20s. You got the world by the horns. But they'll come around and you know, we don't have to get mad about what they're saying. Oh, you're saying the wrong thing. You're doing this. They're gonna learn eventually, you know, because dude, I didn't hear them. I didn't hear my parents for a good 10 years. I was pretty much, I had all the answers until I burnt, and then they knew all the answers. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. It's just the youth, man. They think they know it all. They'll know it all when you still won't know it all when you're
there's still a lot of things to learn, even as
of course.
So you know, you learning as you grow.
You're always learning it, but when you're that age, you think you know it all.
But there's a point where you think you know it all, and then you want to be bashful about it, you know, like, oh, I know everything and stuff like that, and you rub people the wrong way with how you act with that. You know, like, I can say as a comic collector I know it all, but I'm not going to say that, like, because I don't want to be that type of person to disrespect somebody who don't know and who's trying to learn it. You know, because there's people out there that, oh, he's a newbie and stuff. You know, they'll put him down and stuff, and because they know all this information and stuff, and they try and keep you on the bottom level of trying to gain that knowledge. You know, I'm all about helping out anybody. Like with Israel, when he got on Instagram, I wanted to help him out. He asked me questions, and I respond, and I try and help out the best way I can. You know, that's what we all do when we come together. We help each other out.
I was watching Wes on, I don't know if you guys have watched Thinking Critical before. I was watching one of his videos this morning, and the topic that came up was the idea of storytelling, you know, and, you know, this kind of feeds into the knowledge base that Israel was talking about, where these kids get their information, that so many of the comics, I guess I'll go ahead and use Jonathan Kent's Superman as the example. I think, like, I have no issues with the revelation that is coming about Jonathan Kent being bisexual. I have no issue with that whatsoever. The problem is, I think it happens in basically 5 issues. So Tom Taylor is telling this story in a compartmentalized, crushed thing. And the issue that came up in Wes's video was like this long form storytelling that builds and builds and builds. And a good example was Iron Man with a demon in a bottle. So you build and build and build to that part. And then you have the collapse of the character, which then gives you a new character in Rhodey, which gives you a new Iron Man, while all underneath the surface, Tony's still having these problems wrestling with alcoholism and trying to get back on his feet. And then he finally gets back on his feet. But that specter of the alcoholism still haunts him, and still does for the most part to this day. But you get the new Iron Man that comes out by Christopher Cantwell, less than a year ago, and you could tell from issue number 1, the first mission was to basically crush that character. And I only collected it up through issue 6, and I'm like, this is awful. You're not doing Tony any favors here. You're just putting him down. Where if he's going to have a revelation that he's not doing right, maybe with his money or with his influence, that's fine. But show him the ills of it and then help him learn from it and grow from it. Don't just boom, just like bury the character. And that's what they're doing. So was kind of the point of the video, is this: we've got a problem with storytelling in some of these newer comics, that they're trying to satisfy the internet populace that wants. They're not in it they're not in it like we are. Like, we've been collecting for years. So they want this stuff to happen so fast, or they want to see representation again, which is all fine and good, but build it. I don't know. It's 5 issues to me is just too quick for such a monumental revelation. And then, of course, DC, in my opinion, went about it the wrong way by not saying Jonathan Kent Superman. They're saying Superman. So anyone who doesn't read the comics, they're like, whoa, our legendary Superman, so they're thinking Clark Kent. So it's just kind of a little bit of a mess, but I get what they're doing. I understand it's a business model, and they're trying to get eyes in front of the books. I understand all that, but there are people like us, as Israel attested to. We've been in this for years, for decades, and we enjoy, and like that group, we were there at Blackbird. I wish DC Comics or Marvel or any of the big people could put a little fly on the wall. Kingdom Comics right there, a hero's journey. Well said. If any of those big publishers could put a fly on the wall of those chats and see the age group that we were there, that's your fan base. That's the core. And we're happy. I'm happy to have all these people. I teach high school. I talk to these kids all the time about comics. I say, teach what you know. So all my teaching examples and editing examples usually revolve around superheroes. And, so that's where it is. So I'm happy to have all these people in here. I just feel like it just needs to be built. I don't know, it needs to have a foundation. Build the foundation, and then you have this incredible universe that can grow. I just feel like everything is bam, 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 just rushing through stuff to satisfy.
Do you know what the biggest enemy to comic books is?
So, go ahead, Justice.
The biggest enemy to comic books.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's TikTok.
Oh, yeah, the attention span.
My son and daughter have no attention span at all to read they won't read a comic book, let alone a book. But they'll
listen to it
for hours and hours. Yeah, TikTok's the enemy of comic books.
But you know
G-Man.
You know what? Hey guys, you guys are awesome. Made me feel a little bit better today. I love you guys. I like OldManSpider's attitude. Awesome.
You may be frozen again.
Is he there? Damn it. Anyway, getting back to what you just said about TikTok, it's our responsibility as us old farts that have grandkids to show them how to read and how to appreciate who they are. My grandson, and now I got a granddaughter coming up, they're going to know all that stuff. I mean, when my grandsons come over here, what's the next in Amazing Spider-Man? They will read. One thing I've noticed when you're talking about Justice Comics, when you're talking about its short attention spans, here's a sad thing as well. I'm noticing it in movies, TV shows, Netflix, the short. I hate to say it, but it's the whole millennial thing. I don't know what it is, but it's everything is text now. It's like, this is communication right here. Each other, we're talking.
Yeah, and it's clickbait pretty much.
When's the last time you went into a comic book shop and you saw several kids under the age of 13 or 14 looking at comic books?
Right.
How about never? Never.
Yeah.
I've been collecting comic books for 35 years. Trust me, I've seen the evolution of it all. My generation is different. We bought them off the rack. That generation will continue to buy them, but the newer generation just isn't really into them. They're just not. It's just the way it is. They've done all kinds of studies on it. Trust me, they've done plenty of demographic studies on it. Plenty.
Guys, I just want to interrupt real quick. I just want to welcome you to the Old Man Club. You happy with your parents, dude? We all sound so freaking pathetic. We're not that old, bro. We just became our freaking parents, dude. You guys sound ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
We have become our parents, bro.
but I let that's like a cycle.
It is, and now we're in the parents.
Hey, when I was young, I listened to Earth, Wind, and Fire. They like, man, what you know about Earth, Wind, and Fire, boy? You shouldn't be listening to that. I thought you liked rap. I thought you liked that new hip hop.
Dude, I think we passed the parents. I think we're like in the grandparent stage now. We're acting like that.
It's happening, man. I don't even read Fantastic Four, and I'm getting my Reed Richards.
This comment right here. Why do kids need phones?
Yes, exactly.
Welcome to the club.
When my grandkids come here to this house, sorry, bud. Hialeah, what'd you say?
I said, welcome to the club, Sanimation.
Yeah, no kidding.
With that comment.
Sandy, when my grandkids come over, even my kids come over, the phones go in a box. They'd get taken away. I'm kind of a hard ass at home. So it's like, nope, no phones.
Oh, if our younger selves could only hear us. What would they say?
I remember when my cousin had, the young child. It was only 1 year, and that child already got a tablet in her hand.
Oh yeah.
Ridiculous.
Israel, G-Man here. I know he's been praising you on the chat.
Put BB's response.
I love it, BB.
It's classic. Bro.
Excellent.
That's why VV old school like that, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think
OldManSpider gets freezing. Dang it.
Yeah, it's freezing on him, man.
Damn it.
Just when G-Man comes on, he can't.
I like this guy's attitude. He's great. He gets it. He gets it.
He gets it, man. I've had many.
It stopped at us. It got him really good, right?
Yeah, it did. Nice smile.
That shit's perfect, man. That's a nice pause, dude.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
There goes OldManSpider has old man Wi-Fi too, I think.
Consumer cellular.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like it's the worst thing when you jump on the live stream and you get in the group.
BD, I love
it, man. He's stealing our show.
Hey, we need to get VV on right now, man.
He's been killing it in the chat, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god,
been killing it.
Your internet giving you issues, old man.
Yeah, this is what happens when you're on a cell phone,
Yeah.
and especially a cell phone that is just I think my cell phone is maybe a 7 or an 8, but I never really cared for it because I'm the cell phone I just did to get on Instagram or to make phone calls. That's it. But I got this cell phone. It's a little slow. It keeps on breaking out and losing you, but I'm probably gonna get a computer one day, cell phone, and be able to stay 30 seconds on this freaking
There we go.
chat. So it's
Hey, like Jeff said earlier, this is the first time doing this.
you guys
This won't be your last.
keep on freezing in my phone, and I'm like,
Don't let it be your last, old man. Seriously.
so
It won't be your last. It
Hell
won't be his
no.
last. No. Yeah, and then I just made a bid on Tally Ho book
Did ya?
because of old man Spider.
technology
Because
today, isn't it? But
yeah.
Like we said about the youngsters,
Yep.
even us.
I'm waiting. Oh, come on, get it out.
I hear you.
Yeah, you hear us? We hear you. You're
Yeah,
just
keep
frozen.
talking, buddy.
Yeah, you keep talking.
I want to hear that.
Damn, he's
What was that?
completely froze again.
Are you hearing me now?
Yeah,
Now I
we
can hear
we
you. Hey, repeat what you said.
About the comics? Oh, okay, about the young guys. Like I was saying that, all you said to repeat about the learning, because things
Yeah, it's getting bad.
that we didn't know about certain comic books. I mean, look at the comic that I pulled that I
Yeah, now you're really
had,
breaking
his
up.
very
It's getting
first
real.
artwork. Not many of them were done.
Right.
They were like, wait a minute, where did that come from?
It just
Old
is
man.
even with the joke.
Old man, listen, if you can hear me, turn off your camera. Turn off your camera and talk. Try that once.
That's why I
You might
always
be using-
say,
Turn off-
Go into the bag.
turn off your camera and talk. Then you should be able to work. It should work. Damn.
Yeah, this is a process that takes getting used to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe he could just move his lips and I'll do his voice for him.
Just turn off your camera and try to
you have to
talk.
He's out on the edge of Federation space,
He's
G-Man.
gotta be right there, right on.
Yeah. Oh man.
Man.
Stay Puft, you're gonna have to cut him off. He's done. He's frozen. He's like Captain America.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Old man, if you can hear us,
And we didn't even get to the story that he told us yesterday. That
Oh yeah. About the spinner rack.
What happened with the spin rack?
yeah, I want to know.
You want me to tell real quick?
I know, me and G weren't there. We still want to know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you can see that the picture in the bottom right there. That's us talking there, and
Yep.
Israel's there and Steve's there. So he was telling us his story in the Bronx. He went into kind of like a thrift shop kind of dealio, and they had a spinner rack full of comics. So he's about 10 years old, maybe a little younger, and he just got to spin in this rack, like it's a top. And some of the comics started kind of toppling out of it. And then he said a gentleman came up to him who obviously was taller than he was at 10 years old and said, like, hey, you're knocking all these comics off. You got to kind of knock this off. And to get him to knock it off, he basically gave him a comic book. You're like, here you go, kid. Here's a comic book. Read this and stop spinning my rack. Have a good day. And had a little exchange with Israel's mom about, hey, here's your kid. I gave him a comic. send him on his way. And then years later, Israel's talking to his mom and flipping through, I think, a comic book or a magazine or something. And there's a picture of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And his mom said, "Oh, hey, there's that guy. Do you remember that guy?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, the guy that gave you that comic book back in New York way back in the day. It was that guy right there." And Israel's like, "Mom, you're meaning to tell me that guy that stopped me at the spinner rack and gave me that book was this guy, Jack Kirby?" Wow. And she's like, "Yeah, that was the guy." And we're just like,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's him down there in the bottom just telling us that story.
That
Mind
was
blown.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me that story before with me and Thunder Snow Comics.
That was pretty awesome.
There we go.
Yeah, just to be shocked by that is crazy.
I remember when we did that when we got together at Epic Comics.
Yeah, you told that story.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's just crazy.
Hmm.
And you would never thought that you grow up older and realize that you actually met Jack Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, see, when I was young, my only weird story like that is I used to travel to New York a lot to see family, and I was on an airplane with my mom, and I was really big into Spider-Man. And back then, Spider-Man, the actual stunt guy in the suit, would climb up the Twin Towers. He'd actually climb up the glass windows. He was actually doing that when they did the filming stuff for it. Well, I met that guy that did that on an airplane. It was Spider-Man. And I was like just blown away, mind blown. I'm like, "Are you Peter Parker?" Yeah, he's all playing it up, So yeah, that was, cool little thing.
Hey, Jeff. Sam Mason says we need to give you a moment.
A moment.
The whole show.
The whole show.
Well,
and now Jeff with the Vampies portion of the show.
Well, I don't got no Vampies. I got Golden Age stuff. Yeah,
Ooh,
I picked this up yesterday.
Let's see.
Hey, you know what that means?
Yesterday.
Jeff has all the Vampies.
Yeah.
No kidding. Oh, I
Look
like
at those
that.
tentacles, G-Man.
Yeah, I see that. That's a great cover. I've got that.
Yeah, it's a reprint. I think it's the 86. It said 86, so yeah, it is the 86 reprint.
Excellent.
But I just picked up the actual one, issue 19 of this run.
Sweet. Now read it.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm getting. I've been doing it.
There's a lot of dialogue.
I've been doing that, and then I picked this one up like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, Captain Marvel Jr. 1948,
Ooh,
April
sweet.
1948.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we are witnessing right here is a deep dive into a big rabbit hole for Jeff.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
He's like, he got all the vampiros he needed. Now he's going for the Golden Age.
He's got all the Vampies. There are no more Vampies to get.
Yeah.
Hello, Golden Age.
Yeah.
Hook, line, and sinker. I love it.
They wear too many clothes in the Golden Age. I don't know if that's going to be up his alley or not.
Very nice. Very
One
nice,
book a month.
Jeff. I like your new direction. I like the new direction.
No, I'm more interested in the history than anything, man. It's I'm not even. It's not even for It's more the history of the book. You know what I mean? That's the main reason I want Golden Age stuff now.
Bro, the history, the art, the
Very nice score.
everything. It's everything about it, man. That's great.
Yeah.
That's a
Thanks,
good thing.
Lord, for being
That's
here.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'll satisfy
Yeah.
Sam
Gold-
Mason.
Yeah.
Because he's like,
I love it.
hey, Sammy, I'll surprise you, man. His Vampyverse, new books I got.
Interesting read. I'm giving you a heads up.
Oh,
Vampy 25.
that's
Perillo.
Perillo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Total Perillo.
And another issue, Vampy 25. This is the Stray Dogs one.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I hope those 3 satisfies her thirst for Vampy. And I saw this one too. I did get this one at
sweet.
Yeah.
Excellent cover. Nice classic.
Yeah. Had to grab it. But yeah. That's funny though. She like, what's you confused them, man. You confused them.
Good. That's the whole point.
She will swap the dude out in this cover and put herself there.
Yeah.
So one thing, old man, I was gonna say is, Instagram has been pretty cool when you're talking to buddies and communicating with your friends. You can also find some decent deals too out there. There was a guy on there that I bought some books from. They had some pretty good deals on. A guy out of California. What did she say?
The Biggie.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
Oh man, this is the fun thing about Sam Mason and VB and even Biggie killing each other.
That's freaking classic.
Yep.
Israel, you still with us? You can hear us?
Yep. He's moving around, so he's still with us.
Bro, Biggie killed it, dude. Emo.
Yeah.
He killed it. He killed it.
Yo, why is Steve not here yet, man?
I know.
Yeah.
Dude, that's too funny, bro.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus.
This is hilarious, man. But yeah, man. Israel, you can hear me, man. It was awesome hanging out with you yesterday, and hopefully, G-Man is interested in you in terms of the stories and how you felt about certain things. So that means if you get on live more, he might offer you a spot on the Nerdy Collector Show. And trust me, G-Man is an awesome member of this community. You need to follow him on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
He does amazing things, and I can't say
thank you, Sean.
Much more about G-Man. He's just an awesome guy, man.
I got some books I can show. I just got in the mail because I live out in the middle of the boondocks.
Hey, you got books to show, and this guy finally showed up, man.
Yeah. There's you, man. Steve.
Man, I've been yelling at my sorry ass Bucks for losing to the damn Washington. So
They lost.
Y'all lost to a no-name team.
Man, they threw the game from Jump Street.
All right, here comes the Johnson Show. I'm opening up. The Johnson Show is open.
I got all my notes wrote down from my raggedy ass team. Hey, the Steelers are about to tie the Lions.
They about to tie the Lions? They've been losing?
It's 16-16 with 2 minutes left in overtime.
Welcome to the Johnson Show, everybody. Welcome to the Johnson Show.
Hey, but before the Johnson Show, Steve, what's going on? We've been having a rousing conversation, man.
Is animation in the chat?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, she's been killing
it, man.
She's been killing it in the chat. Yeah. And VB.
You look like a kingpin in the store. I seen the picture of you sitting right at the front counter, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
That was at their little table. Wasn't that their table?
What did you get? What did you get out of there? I seen the picture that Sean showed.
Oh, I didn't buy. I bought a couple books, but nothing for me.
Hey, so go ahead and show them, man. Go ahead and show them.
I got this
the
from
ALKs.
Jeff got me this book that my granddaughter tore up.
Oh, you found that one?
Nice.
Yeah, I overheard him anyway. Then I got it for him.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jeff got me that.
Oh, that's great, man.
I found this for Cookie.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Sean got me this.
Oh,
Sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, man. I'll have to frame
Ooh,
that
I like
up
that.
if I ever can get in this damn room I'm trying to get into. The forever room.
Steve, get it now, or it's too late.
Well, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to. They're moving stuff now, moving out.
Good.
As soon as they're out, I'm gonna put a lock on it.
Yes, put a lock on it. Keep out.
Hey man, I'm gonna give her one final thing. When she gets in her house, don't come back. You're staying in your house. We're gonna come stay with you and dirty up your house for free for a little while.
We had Bronze Age, but he must have jumped out.
Yeah.
That's some great stuff.
He said he had to go. I got a jet or something. I seen him post that.
Yeah, I must have missed it. But yeah, it was a great day, Steve, man. We was talking earlier about the rankings of the shops from where we started to where we end.
That's what I was curious.
Best to worst. What will be your list of the shops we visited yesterday?
The last one we went to first. Yours in the Coliseum would be second, third, and that damn sci-fi kind of went downhill a little bit, so it'll be last.
Yeah.
That's everybody's agreement.
Yeah. The freaking hilarious part was me, Steve, and Brian are pulling up. I go, Steve, I think that's Tony's truck.
Yeah, but did you tell them who Tony is? Do they know who Tony is? You gotta let them know when you're talking about somebody who they are.
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah.
He's
Bueller's friend, Tony.
Yeah.
Hey, all I know is, OldManSpider's been coming in and out of this video, and I'm like, yeah, hearing this fun conversation, I know he's gonna be like, man, I need more of this, man, because it's awesome. Oh,
looks like he's frozen up.
And just goes to show you, I was gonna leave. I wasn't even gonna stay, and I can't get away from here because I want to, and I'm dying to go watch football, and I can't.
I don't want to see another.
What's up, Bueller?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Bueller.
Hey,
Travis, that's what I'm saying.
The AARP.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, I got the gray hair, so I qualify.
I qualify too.
Yesterday, I was driving with OldManSpider and benefiting from his handicap sign, so we could park in the handicap spot.
I started riding with them so I could get closer.
That's exactly who we are.
Yep, and we gonna keep doing that. When we hang out some more next year.
God darn it, we earned the opportunity.
All right.
Hey, G-Man, I know you want to show some books, so I'll put you in the spotlight.
I have a few that I just came in the mail because I live out in the middle of the boondocks, so everything I got to get in is shipped in. So if I get lucky, so I found some of these. These came in the other day. Some ones I was trying to fill. Outlaw Kid, number 5, trying to complete that. My What If series, I'm almost done with.
Oh, I remember. What number is that? 2?
Number 3.
3? Oh, I remember that as a kid, man.
Yep. Werewolf by Night.
Ooh,
almost
sweet.
done with this.
He looks like he's throwing up the fire.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Brave and the Bold. Some Batman. Black Canary is one of my favorites. I like Black Canary. Nice. There's a great cover. Some Green Lantern.
That's DC's Blood Brothers.
Yep. Some Secret Wars. That'll be my 3rd.
That's nice.
3rd in the runs of that. Defenders 99. Did not have it. Here's the Captain America. I'm not sure what the date is on this. I think it's 2011. I don't know when it came out, but it's one of those Nazi covers.
Oh, that's cool, man. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Let me see that again.
Yeah, that came out like 2011, I think.
Wow.
It looks like he's punching a picture more than punching the person.
Isn't it? But I love
That's
that.
nice, man. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Then, of course, Mobius.
Okay.
Can't resist it. Can't resist it.
Nice.
Justice League of America.
Sandra Mason asking about that Poison Ivy mic you got.
Robert got some. Yeah. Yep. Defenders.
Oh, that's a nice. I like the Hulk in the back, right?
Me too. Yeah.
It makes the whole cover.
83. Of course, Marvel Tales. Anytime I come across them, there's 81. There's 82.
Nice.
Oh, okay. The Kazar issue.
Tomb of Dracula. 28. Right there. Witching Hour.
Classics.
Love these. More Marvel Tales. This one's issue 20.
Nice.
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 We're getting some older ones. And then Marvel Age with Gargoyles.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Look at Rocket Raccoon. There's Steve's buddy. And War of the Worlds.
Nice.
He was a very feminine looking hero, wasn't he?
Yeah, he kind of was. Yeah.
Like just look up in the little corner, and he's got those knee highs.
Yeah.
You could very well easily imagine those were stilettos, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's very
Yeah. True.
very suggestive.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
I pulled the ultimate bro move. That AOK that you gave for me, and I already had a copy. I kept the one you gave me, and I gave my brother the copy that I had with ticks on the side.
That's what brothers do, bro.
What were
That's
you
what
supposed
brothers
to
do.
do? You weren't supposed to go here, bro. You get the good one, and I don't.
Hey, I told him he should have stuck around with us, and that way you would have handed him right there the book.
Yeah.
Ultimate bro
Pull the
move,
bro move, son.
I'm just happy I replaced Steve's book for a granddaughter ripped up book. I'm just happy he got that book back.
Oh, man. I was even hunting for that book, man. I was even hunting for that. She told me about
You
that.
never see that book. And
Sherry told me about that like 2 years.
Coliseum.
Sherry told me about that about 2 years ago, man, when we were going hunting. And she goes, "Hey, there's this book that his granddaughter ripped." And I was like, "Okay, but I've never seen that book."
We'll see
what happens.
No, it was freaking hilarious because he walks in, he goes, "Oh yeah, that's the book my granddaughter ripped out." And I go, and I'm walking with Brian. I go, "Hey, I'm gonna get it for Steve." So Mixture Steve's on the other side of the store.
What shop was that? What shop was that?
Coliseum.
Coliseum. Okay.
Yeah. And I just want to say thanks, Israel, for showing up.
Yeah.
You know, despite the connection issues, it was great having you on for the first time, and you telling that story, about being in the group chats and us being on Instagram. It was great having you, and it was great having you yesterday on the Comic Crawl.
Mm-hmm. Is it Israel Garcia under Instagram?
No,
look up OldManSpider.
OldManSpider.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, is Brian just frozen in the middle of the screen like this?
He popped
Yeah,
off.
that's the picture.
It seems like he's still
Oh,
here.
that's a picture. Okay, that's it, man.
Yeah, it's the picture. I put the pictures in the background.
He reminds me of Al.
It's OldManSpider, 2 words, right?
Yeah. No, put it together, all of it together. OldManSpider.
Okay.
What's up,
Pittsburgh
Freaky?
just fumbled the ball, and the Lions recovered it.
Oh man, I know Jace is shedding tears.
Jace told me yesterday he couldn't wait to brag about them beating the hell out of the Lions, but then
Big
Ben
got kicked off the COVID, man.
Yeah, fully vaccinated. Their whole team, they still can get the COVID. Amazing.
Wow.
I love that. I'm fully vaccinated.
Hey,
got COVID.
shout out to Freaky Louie. I know you.
Yeah.
And
we seen Louie and Brandon.
Yeah, we met Louie and Brandon. So
yeah, I was a little jelly that I missed meeting them, but
no, next time you're in Tampa, next time you're in Tampa and we go to Wonderwater.
That's
his LCS.
Next time, because I was thinking we plan on the next meetup, and you saw what Bake the Snake said on my post about his birthday.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So his birthday is around March. If we can get him to come up, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Then we meet Loki. Hey man, you came back.
Man. He's back.
OldManSpider, is this you?
What's going on, Israel?
Is that you?
Yeah.
That's me, sir.
Okay, good. I just messaged you.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the message.
Awesome.
I just got out for a little bit because it kept on freezing up. And, And I said, okay, let me see if I just jump out and jump back in later. So I actually sent a message to you guys because I went to go ahead and look at it while on YouTube. So I said, okay, it looks all right. So let me just go jump in back now. And I heard what you said, Sean, that about thanks for the joining you guys and for the story and everything. And I appreciate you guys because you guys were just listening. You guys were paying attention. When it comes to us talking about comic books and about our history with comics, ain't too many people that listen. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have with that.
Israel, you got to tell these guys the story, man. You got to tell Robert in Hialeah.
Byron told us while.
Let him tell it now. I want to hear him say it. He can say it again. I want to hear it.
Well, if it gets cut off, let me know. But before I tell you the story, I got an AOK for the first time. I didn't know what an AOK was, but now I do. Thanks to good old Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, the good.
When Ghost Rider was a cowboy.
Thank you.
Yeah, when he was a cool cowboy.
Hey, Israel, you know why you got that? Because you paid for our lunch.
Yeah.
Like, I
try to get away with it, but I guess
he said he was paying for lunch, right? He ordered, and then I ordered mine, and the lady, I told Sean, don't get no fries because I got a bunch. And then I was like, damn, my bill's like $35 for a burger and fries. I said, damn, man, inflation really hitting hard. And then she said, no, that's both of yours. He's paying for yours. I was like, oh, he got me. They taught him quick to get me.
And this is the first time y'all meeting. And he got you, man.
He got me first.
Yeah. That was a good one. One. But yeah, okay. So before this thing starts breaking up again, because I'm on a cell phone, the way the story went was I was actually at my desk one day when my mom was here with me and my wife, and she was just staying with us. And all of a sudden, I'm grading comic books while she's watching TV, and she just came over to. She just came over to see what I was doing, and then all of a sudden, she goes, "I'm on one page. I opened up a comic book, horror comic that it was still called Atlas. They weren't called Marvel. So the first page on the inside cover is a picture of two artists. Mom points out at it. And she says, "Oh, look, that's the guy." And I'm like, I asked her, "What are you talking about, Mom?" And she says, "That guy right here. That guy right here. Don't you remember a long time ago? You lived there. You went far with you, and you spinning a rack." And the story with the we went into this candy and around spin the heck out of that.
Hey, Israel.
So all of a sudden, the guy stops.
Israel, go back to the location you were before because you're starting to break up. You're starting to break up now.
Are we ever going to hear the story?
Finish line was right there, and he was like, it's tumbling.
Oh, buddy.
Now it's broken up. Now you freezing.
Oh my god!
You might have to pop out and pop back in.
It's almost there. And it's like, so close. So close.
And then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being yeah.
This gotta be
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that's hilarious.
Hey, as soon as he's not good enough to walk to another area, I'm like, oh
no.
yeah, you gotta. I stay still. I don't move once I'm in my spot.
Yeah.
Can you hear us? Can you speak?
Oh my god, bro, that's so good.
Man, it's a great story too, man.
Yeah,
I know you two guys would love it.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god. Oh man.
So Hialeah, when I come down, I'm saving this bottle. This is for us. I got this as a Halloween present from somebody. You want to see it?
I'm scared. Oh yes, the Kraken. Yeah, well, yeah, let's do it.
It's good.
Is it?
Very good. I was impressed. I thought it was just fancy bottle, but no, it's good. It's very good.
Wow.
Man, I love to drink the Kraken, man.
Yeah.
Well, you want to
try that?
The blood
You want to
Kraken.
really laugh? My honey, my Queen G, about a month ago, she goes, here, just keep it as a collector's item. I know you don't like it, but just keep it. She gets me this. Kraken spray from Old Spice.
What is that?
Kraken spray. It's called Kraken Guard. Look at
Kraken Guard. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I hate Old Spice, but boy, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, he needs to do the same thing he did before. Find that spot, come back,
and stay there and tell the whole story.
Yeah.
Hey, this is all I heard of the story, and
Yep.
and then
it was going really good. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh shit!
Yes, as soon as he moved from that spot, it started.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yes, who that?
Man, Hialeah had my ribs.
Yeah.
He kept laughing.
That was great, man. That was hilarious.
See, there's nothing like it live because it happens. It just happens.
Yeah.
Memorable moment.
Yeah, but
yeah, like when Al fell asleep.
he said that when he came in.
Laughing. They're talking, and he's just like,
We said, Al, you sleep. Al said, I ain't sleep, but he was his eyes closed.
But you know what? I have a video. I have an old video too with like Monty. We had like an after party show. And we're sitting there talking, and all of a sudden, he just goes like this, puts his hat down, and he just like literally fell down into his chair and just crashed the entire time.
Take care, Satamation.
Yo,
take care.
Thanks for joining us and leaving some great comments.
Yeah.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
she said the box is there.
Good.
She got it?
You got it?
It's there. She didn't know what it was, so she didn't go get it.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
She gotta go pick it up.
You gotta go pick it up.
She said something about Nazis taxing her or something.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So she had to pay some kind of taxes
tax?
just because of the Nazis or something. I was like, oh boy, I'm gonna stay off of that one.
They raised that earlier this year. They raised the European tax, especially.
Well, I could. I did it what you guys told me to.
You did it right. You put.
You did it right.
$25.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did it right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering if you got my package too. Yeah, I know it said it got delivered. Yeah, that's funny. I wonder if he's gonna come back on after that. He ain't pop back in backstage. He like, man, fuck
It
this
seems
shit.
like we're the close. Let's see which one's next to go. We got Justice is gone. Israel's gone. Brian's gone.
Yeah.
Hey man, we almost gone 2 hours, and I gotta get ready to get some sleep myself because I work tonight. So.
Oh, you gotta work tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're the only one gonna be there.
I know, right?
So what's the temperature down there, you guys? What's the temperature you guys got right now?
Like in the 60s, I think.
I'm in the 70s.
Yeah, it's right. It's in the 70s now.
It's right at about 70 or in that area.
I walked out the front back door, my new place. That much snow in front of the door.
Better you than us. Yeah. Better you than us.
I'm not
if
liking
that
it.
shit happened here, we'd be doing snow angels and having
yeah. We'd be like looking at like, what the hell are we gonna do?
You know where that's the most fun to do, Steve? In the yellow snow.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
We all jump in the yellow submarine.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I did hit 500 subs today.
Yeah.
So
everybody go on sub, so he's back under. Everybody go on sub.
Congratulations, Sean.
But
that's awesome, buddy. Sean. That's awesome.
And before we close out, I just want to say rest in peace to Sam Tingles Webb.
Yeah,
we lost a big member of this community, and that hit me hard when I was at work.
Yeah, me too.
And I saw that info because Sam is just a genuinely great guy, very positive. Never heard a negative thing come out of his mouth.
And he was doing it for 14 years, you guys. He was doing
Mm-hmm.
YouTube for 14 years.
I want to see you little kids in 14 years. See how you're doing.
Yeah, so I just definitely want to say, R.I.P. Sam. Awesome dude.
Yeah, I heard that HGM Law passed away as well.
I was wondering who that was. Someone mentioned that.
He sold a lot on the raffle.
On the raffles. On the raffles, okay.
Not on the raffles, on the
auctions.
Yeah, the auctions.
Auctions, okay.
Yeah. R.I.P. to him as well. I didn't know him, but it sucks when you lose members of the community.
Yeah, big time.
Pretty shocking, man. He was too soon.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Yo, this has been a fucking amazing show, man.
Yeah.
Well, you made my weekend, you guys. All of you.
Yeah. Next craw, it's you're coming down to Tampa. Or are we going to Hialeah to part of town?
Cause see, I told old man and Manny Savage Soul Conan, I'll bring them down to Tampa.
Okay.
And we'll do a hit because we were talking big time about urban legends. We definitely
we want to take it.
And the shop that you was talking about, Jeff, Waterworld.
Oh yeah, Wonderwater. We'll take you. We'll take you out there, and then we get that's 3 Key Louis LCS, so that's gonna be easy for him to come up and meet us. So
nice.
Well, I'll hit him up. I'll hit him up when we're out there. So he'll come up.
If we do that in March, maybe we can schedule Get Baked to come up.
Yeah, and then we can do. Then we could do Miami in April because April's my birthday month, so we're gonna just hit up Hialeah's half a town on my birthday.
and since Hialeah is now really good friends with Metarog,
get Metarog to.
I seen that too. That was also I know I'm going a little longer, but Hialeah, I seen that too with you and Meta. That was awesome.
Yeah, dude, it was a great day. It was only 4 hours, man. We did not stop talking. For those 4 hours, it was a really nice day, dude. Really good guy.
Yeah, it was a great weekend all around. Just hanging out with you guys, man. Great times, man. So with that being said, thanks everybody for showing up in the chat. We had a great discussion. It was great to have OldManSpider come on, despite his internet freezing on him. You know,
got to show a Spider-Man book to go out for Sam.
Oh yeah, that's right.
A Spider-Man book. Yes, sir.
Spider-Man book.
Absolutely.
I have one. Oh boy.
This is for Sam.
Wait a second, man. I gotta find one. I don't got one.
I gotta find one too.
I got 900 slabs, but not one Spider-Man. Not damn one.
Wait.
It's all right
Oh,
over there.
damn, I got one right here.
So I'll start with Steve.
Dude.
What do you got? I want to see Hialeah's now.
I got one right next to me, bro. I didn't even realize it.
I don't even know which issue I grabbed. Just the first one I saw Spider-Man.
For Sam.
For Sam.
I don't got
Love
nothing.
You,
And Hialeah, you got anything? You said you have.
Dude, it was right there, bro. Look where it was. These are books. We did a little OAK that on with me and Roger with Metarog. This is one of the books he AOK'd me.
Awesome.
Nice.
Very nice.
We did a video on it. He's gonna put it on his channel.
Oh wait,
yeah, but
that's awesome.
Cool. Rest
my
in peace,
thumbnail is a Spider-Man. So
Rest in peace, Sam.
Does Jeff have a Vampirella Spider-Man combo?
Oh wait, I do got a Spider-Man.
There we go.
There we go. Look at Jeff.
I do got a
There we
Spider-Man.
go.
Yeah. So Extreme Nerd Table's gonna
Jeff's got other books.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's gonna be 9 o'clock, Extreme Nerd Table. So that's a Spider-Man one too. That's a Spider thumbnails though.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
So thanks everybody for showing up in the chat. Thanks all you guys for showing up, man. We had a blast. Hialeah was laughing his ass off, had my sides hurting.
Crying.
Yeah.
But, it was a great show, man. I'm glad.
Yeah, I watched a lot of the beginning. Then my team started playing bad, and I had to get off.
Yeah, and shout out to Justice and Bronze, Byron, and Israel for showing up and conversating with us. It was great. So, peace out, everybody. I hope y'all have a great upcoming week. It's always worse from Monday, but we can get through it, man. Peace out, y'all.
Later.
Later.
Bye.
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 Yeah. Peace.
Bye.
Man, damn, man. Sean jumped right out like he did a Jeff. Later.
We're still on.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.